with both video cards.
So very quickly,
and built a house out of them.
Let's just talk about this very quickly.
Can we please?
Because we haven't been on the rails at all, so why not? Right?
Yeah,
Let's
right.
just stay out here.
Well, let's take a detour. Let's get off the train.
Imagine,
Let's get off the train and just take a detour.
Let's take a detour into the river.
I gotta take a pee, so everybody, let's get off the train. Come take a walk with me into the woods.
Somehow
I found this story here.
Somehow
Let's
we
talk
ended up
about
in
it.
Saskatoon. I don't know how.
There was a Facebook, what? Why'd you say Facebook? There was a story on Kickstarter about
it wasn't a
the
story
Peachy.
on Kickstarter.
Well, it was an update. Sorry, it was an update on
This Peachy printer
Peachy
thing.
printer thing. I'm sure people have seen it by now because it's insane.
It's transcended just Kickstarter circles.
I think actually the Canadian the CBC, is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, did a story on it.
It's like you got to get a load of this shit.
The shit's going down in Canada.
Yeah.
We're
Well, this is
big
like a
right
major
now.
deal for Canada.
So basically, there was this Kickstarter. It raised, I think, close to, I don't have the details in front of me. It raised like close to 600,000, I think it was, for this. What are we calling these things? The
3D printer?
3D printer.
Portable 3D printer?
Yeah, for $100 was the pitch.
Yeah.
And for years, 2 years, over 2 years.
I think so.
Been in production. The leads on it, or I haven't followed this until now, so maybe it is the lead.
Kind of did a crash course in it.
Yeah, it's real. Watched a lot of videos. Puts up an update that's like bad news, real bad news.
and like there's a tone to it immediately that makes it feel like
A current affair.
yeah, and like listen,
Or a reality TV show.
you know what it feels like? This is too dark. I'm going to go there anyway.
please.
It feels like when someone has really bad news to tell you. It feels like when a family member comes to you and says, "Listen, there's something I haven't been telling you,"
Got really bad news.
and like
Sit down.
I've known about it.
Yeah.
I've been keeping
Yes.
something from you.
That's the kicker.
Yeah, I've been dating your sister.
right.
I
What?
am your sister.
Okay, well now that's really confusing.
Yeah. See? It goes
Both.
deep. It goes deep.
But I'm very sincere about being sorry.
And this,
so like
this music bed.
So there's a all right. So there's a video, multiple videos. So he puts up this post on Kickstarter as an update. It's like super bad
From
news.
May 11th.
Super bad news. Here's what happened. The short of it. This is the partner. One of the partners. One of the people involved in it. Took like over $200,000. I think it was closer to three.
Over three.
And took it out of the. It was basically the money was in his personal account.
Which, why?
No.
So they
What?
explain in the video,
Right.
But how that happened, I guess they didn't have the corporate account when the money started coming in from the Kickstarter. The guy put it in his private account, personal account, used it to buy and to do upgrades or to
Build
put
a
construction
brand new house
on his
from
house
scratch.
in Saskatoon, and was like, "I'll pay it back," and that money is gone.
Yeah. It's in the house.
It's now a house.
It
in
is some
Saskatoon.
cabinets.
So then that
The name of
happened.
the post is Big Bad News.
Big bad
Yeah.
news. Big bad news, everybody.
Today I come to you with some incredibly difficult news.
So I'm gonna see Austin keep talking about this. I'm gonna try and pull up the video.
You should just his tone is worth.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I want to soak in it like I
yeah, you
soaked
have to
in
soak
True
in it.
Detective
And
season
I
2.
even wrote down time code. If you go to the 3
Okay,
minutes.
let me get there. Hold on. And I'm not trying to make really light of this
No, it's-
thing,
no, it
but
sucks.
it's just so
It sucks.
surreal.
There's something about it.
And I can't tell if it's all real yet either, because
Right.
this could be fake, and I would not be
It
surprised.
feels like we're embarking on a new genre of like
ruin Kickstarters.
of ruined Kickstarter.
So I saw something like this earlier last year. There was a game. I think it was like you play as an ant or something.
Okay.
Where it was like a first-person ant adventure where this dude's two business partners took off with all his money and he had to cancel the game. And it had a very similar tone that was like apologetic, but also like eyebrow raising of just like this either
Something's not right.
either you're lying to me now
Right.
or you were the most naive person
Exactly.
in the world.
And it's
And
like,
that second one is really sad because it means you got taken advantage of by people who you trusted, and like that's terrible. But like, don't trust people the way you just trusted people.
exactly. And I can't quite, and like you said, like it's something so foreign to a normal person's brain that you're like, I'm not sure how to process this.
Yeah.
Am I seeing a con artist perform?
Right.
A strange puppet
There's
master
a degree of you have the video ready to go. But there is a degree of sincerity here that is off-putting.
Yes.
It is a presentational sincerity.
Yes, and a production value.
The
Yeah.
production value of this video is almost like
It's very good.
It's almost like a weird wrestling eulogy thing. Do you know what I mean? Where
Yes, I kind of do.
Where you're kind of like, What the fuck am I?
I think I know what you mean.
He's like,
Okay.
is this real?
I'm going to just jump in here and say that. So I went back because I went down this bit of a swirling drain, we'll call it. I'm not going to call it like a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It's just fucking
it's
a
its own
dirty
thing.
bathtub drain.
Yeah.
And I watched a couple of the other videos. He's got the same demeanor in those other videos. So I think this just might be how he does camera stuff.
But jumping in at this point
Yes.
makes it all the more stranger.
Do you have a time code you want me
so
to
at
actually
like
play?
3:55, he says something.
Is this the first video or the other one
No,
where
this
he's
is the big
interviewing
bad.
people? Okay.
This is the big bad news.
So we'll go 3. Wait, this is where he's doing the confessional.
Let's get like the very first
All right,
intro.
I'll
I
just
just want
play
like the opening here.
okay.
It's just weird. There we go.
Let's
And
experience
the
this moment
music.
together. Right, it opens with this phone.
It opens with this phone. Right, and it's like,
You hear the music?
yeah.
He turned it into a drama.
Ryan phones his business partner and friend or financial manager.
Hello? I just got out, actually. I was just going to call you, so.
Dave, the story that you've been telling me is, for like a month now, is that the banks that you've got, 200 grand sitting in the bank that you can't touch.
It's like water running.
Sustained.
Good dog running security, yeah?
Is that true?
No.
What happened with
God.
the Peachy printer money?
This is a.
That day on the phone, I found out that David Bowe, my business partner, had stolen hundreds of thousands of dollars of backers' money.
Pause. This is a Kickstarter update.
And it's supposed to be sincere.
Right.
Yes. This is a Kickstarter update. We're out of business.
Also, wait,
Yeah,
This
there's
isn't
so
the-
much stuff.
Okay.
it's for a $100 3D printer, and I'm
Right.
not saying that $100. If I lost
It is-
$100
yeah.
right now, I'd be pissed.
That's a quarter of that video card.
No one is saying this is not a significant thing.
But also, it's a $100 3D printer on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
But it has this. It has like the tone of a
like-
political intrigue.
Right. Or
Yeah.
like I accidentally made Skynet.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
well, no. All right. Should I keep
But also,
going?
it also apparently
Yeah.
it also has the soundtrack of a Degrassi Junior High fucking
Like, I
educational moment.
I didn't even process the soundtrack the first time through.
That's the
It
best
just
part.
hit me.
Yeah.
I'm the naive one.
No, you're the
I'm the one who was taken.
I'll play a little
Go
more.
on, go.
I
Just give me like 10 more seconds.
David agreed to do an interview with us for the day
He did?
we would tell you about this.
Oh, did you not see this?
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
So now, I'd like to let David speak for his own actions.
Okay, a
then
little
they-
background on this, though, right?
So you went back.
So apparently this was filmed. So they found out about the let's just call it.
Let's call it
fucking-
embezzlement for
Yeah,
this time
embezzlement.
being. Yeah.
Yeah, embezzling, really. So it's like he found out, this guy Rylan found out about this, the guy who's speaking, like a year ago,
Right.
And apparently went to the guy David and was like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, I'll pay it back. And he's like,
Right.
you need to sit down with me. We're going to make this confessional video right now. And if you pay it back, fine. We'll never have to use this again.
We'll throw it out.
But
yeah.
I want you to do that. And he was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to pay it back. So yeah, I'll do this video. So the tone in this video is not like they filmed it yesterday or something.
But then they open up in like a shady hotel room.
And the camera movement
The
here.
camera, oh sorry,
Yeah.
camera movement's weird, and then they show you like
really bad news
the chain lock on the door.
yeah.
So let me introduce David Bowe. David has been
It's
a
like a
part
sting
of Peachy
operation.
Printer for
Yeah. And the music
over
is
2 years
continuing.
now.
It feels
Why don't you have a
Fargo-y.
seat?
The very first
Come sit
video
down.
that we
Yes.
posted in our campaign video, I explained that I had spent $10,000 developing Peachy Printer. Dave is the one that funded that development. That was his $10,000, and I used that money to get the project to a place where we were ready.
So wait,
to
what's
launch
your?
it
Do you want to jump ahead to your
on
timestamp?
the crowdfunding
Yeah,
sites.
just go. I think I wrote it down the right way. 3:55 is when he says he comes back to the camera. He's like, he says something really awesome.
Okay.
But what's crazy is like,
Okay, I'm going to jump ahead.
okay.
I'll jump back a little bit. Let me make sure we.
Oh, here we go. Here we
When
go.
I first found out about this problem, I was shocked.
and angry.
It's got you know what it is? It's got America's Most Wanted, that vibe.
But the problem is, I don't mean this to be derisive to the guy, but he sounds like Seth Rogen doing an impression of one of those. Like it sounds like a fucking like a stoner comedy presentation,
And
right?
then there's the second video, which is a whole other thing.
Is that your time? Do you want me to keep going?
Well, no, but so what goes on in that one is he's like, let me take you on a visual journey of how all your money was stolen.
Well, then on top of that, then there's the video where he actually brings backers of the project.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was where I started. Okay. That was the first thing I watched. And I was like, even that.
He just got 3 people locally who happened to back it. I was like, hey, come on over. I got and apparently showed them the operation. They're like, oh yeah, the printer works really nice.
Right.
And then
I got bad news.
I got bad news. Sit down. I want to record your reaction.
This is the new Coen Brothers movie.
That's what this is. This whole thing is a very expensive.
That's what it is.
So it's
brilliant,
marketing. And it's brilliant.
So the point was in one of these videos, and we should probably move on from this.
We should.
We don't linger here too long.
We love boondoggles.
Yeah, right, but we should just dangle the carrot and let people dive in for themselves.
But that's crazy. There's a lot of crazy going on here, but one of the craziest for me is, like you said, Jeff, it goes into this visual illustration of how the money was carved up, and it's like a really nicely done graphics package that is like...
It's like he turned it into the fucking closing credits of the other guys. Like, it's just so weird.
It's like, where'd you get this?
And it's almost like he's like, and the last $1,800 I just spent on this.
It's kind of crazy. It's like...
on my Adobe Premiere license.
4,420 people from...
And it's like a spinning world with like particle effects.
It looks like it sounds. For people listening,
$63,000 came off the top for dropped pledges and fees.
I mean, like
he's planning an Ocean's 11 heist right now.
Yep.
It's so
Totally.
weird. He's like, we can't go in through the front door.
They got to go locate the pinch.
I don't know, man. All right, so let me wrap up with some other salient details here, right? He's got links that then go into, hey, I've talked to the police department.
Right.
The police department says we're looking into it, but it would help if you emailed the police department and said I don't know, I back this thing, you guys fucking go get him. I don't know.
It's so weird. And the presentation, the way he comes out and is like, I have this executive summary of all the events that have transpired. I'm just like, what a bizarre way to
this is what the internet and computer culture has done to people's brains, is that you can't just confess anything anymore. You have to make a show of it. You have to turn it into a whole thing. And I don't know, man.
He's got a section on here on this update that says, what if this whole thing is a scam?
That was my first.
Yep.
And it says, I fully expect that some people will think this is just a big conspiracy. But if that were true, do you really think I'd be asking you to write my local police?
Sure.
After looking at all the evidence, if you still think it's a scam, I encourage you to report that to my city police. And he's got a contact form for Saskatoon.
Here's the thing. I do not doubt that this person was in fact duped by this other person. I do not doubt that
I think anything's possible.
Yeah, I do not necessarily doubt that this has caused the great issue of which he is now having to present to this audience. I think that he got fucked over. I think that by presenting it this way, you are introducing a great deal more doubt than you might have if you had just said everything in text and then also included the information that you included.
Part of the weird thing is that he filmed this video with this dude a year ago or whatever on the case that if you stop paying this back to us, we'll release it.
Right.
And that adds this whole other weird angle of it feels meditated. It feels premeditated in a way that's you've
been thinking
There's
about
time
this.
that you've had that we haven't had.
I don't know.
So in a new update that is titled "Addressing Your First Questions and Concerns," one of the questions is, "You should have contacted the police immediately." And he says after finding out, I immediately sought legal counsel and followed their advice to pursue repayment. After losing faith that David would repay me, I found new legal counsel. I then received different advice: go to the police, and that's what I did. We reached out to the police in October of 2015. Unfortunately, the sergeant that was initially assigned to the case retired just a couple of months afterwards.
It's just never
that resulted in a sizable delay in progress due to the turnover process.
Okay, we'll just chalk that up
in
to
my
Canada.
limited dealings with the police department and investigations and such, that checks
adds
out.
up? Okay.
That checks out.
It's just the fact that he thought that I can only convince people that I'm an innocent bystander is if I create this amazing level of production.
Maybe he's angling for a new job as a video producer.
Or Man, you really dug in on cereal, huh?
Oh God, that's what it is, isn't it? That's totally what it is.
Like, are we gonna fucking? Where's Jay and fucking David?
Yeah.
And like, what is going on? Season 3. Like, we're really gonna dig into this. And who's the guy from the Chameleon? Like, the guy who took his money. I forget what his nickname was. Like, we'll call him Lynn or something like that. It's like, who are these? What's going on here?
Oh, these guys got to get together. For sure. Lee,
that's what it was. Lee,
and
David, like
Peachy.
all these like weird fall men that are just like.
I love it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the people who lost money.
Of course.
I'm sorry.
Maybe they'll get it back.
Sarah, you gotta get
Get, come on, where you at?
Maybe you'll get it back, but it's almost this is almost too and like
You can't use the music. I said this before.
think about it like this: if you're all beaten up about the $100 you lost to this Peachy printer, you just paid for the most bizarre piece of internet entertainment.
That's not consolation.
Peachyprinter.com, by the way, now has a lot of that graph stuff on it, and it is just, again, still the highest quality weird timeline.
Oh my God, it's so bizarre.
We have to get off this topic. We have to move.
I just want to say there were backing pledges up to $6,000. The next tier below that was $1,200. There were 10 backers that are all gone. So,
Yeah, that sucks.
yeah, people are out money on this stuff.
Yeah, yes.
And that's the thing.
It
Again,
sucks.
the issue here is not people having backed this thing. It's just the insane production around what is happening now.
Certainly.
Estimated delivery 2014.
Right.
Let's move on from this. It's a crazy tale that kind of is tangential to the world we live in.
We just kind of fell in love with it.
Which is video games. Here's equally crazy. It's not to say the video game world don't go crazy. Star Trek Online coming to consoles.
Yeah, what's that about?
Video game world likes it's branded crazy too.
So I guess Star Trek Online is still going. Yeah. I had not checked in on it in a long time. That's the one that Jeff bought a lifetime membership for, right?
Sure did.
Yeah.
I wonder if that'll transfer over.
Curious how that's working out for him. But
yeah, Austin, you put a lot of time into that.
I played 70, 80, 90. It's one of my most played games on Steam. I don't know what's wrong with me.
that's something.
Yeah.
So it's coming to PS4 and Xbox One.
Is there a date on that, or
I didn't catch it if there was,
Yeah,
but
I
I
didn't catch
believe
that
it's this year. That said,
108 hours I have.
Star Trek Online.
I beat it when it launched.
Star Trek Online.
Star Trek Online?
That went free to play, right? Like at some point? As they all do.
You could build your own cool crew.
That's the thing. That was what sounded cool to me in that game. And then I watched Jeff actually play that game, and I was like, this is not actually what I want.
Like, 1 in every 30 quests was actually really cool, because it was like, oh, we're just going to do an episode, basically. Like, that's like a cool episode arc, and it is interested in things other than the combat system. And the ship combat was always really cool.
Yeah.
And then the other ones were just not.
It just seemed like that.
It was good. It was fine. It was good.
All right. It just didn't look that appealing to me. It didn't look like the Bridge Commander RPG that I wanted.
It was not that.
Yeah.
I'll just start the story again. Hold on a second.
Sure. I put 108 hours.
Jeff, you bought Star Trek Online. You brought a lifetime membership to Star Trek Online. Jeff, they're bringing it back.
Bring it back.
Hello?
Turn it off. Turn it off.
Oh God. Not bad. Not bad.
What was the name of the bank where you spent all that money for your lifetime subscription of Star Trek Online?
They're bringing it back. Boom.
That's so funny.
In 2013, Jeff Gerstmann bought a lifetime subscription to Star Trek Online. He'll never get that money back.
No, he will not. Okay, last one. Food Emporium.
Food Emporium. Food Emporium.
Is that it?
Is
He's
that it?
making that up.
Is that actually it?
Is that it?
I believe you.
That sounds like a Sesame Street spinoff.
Food Emporium. Yeah, that's how good. I can't
That sounds
remember
like
the
a
rest of
thing
it.
you just made up.
The
That's
only,
like, make up a motto or a jingle real quick, and then you just said that.
That's how it goes. Nobody else is with me on this?
no, I don't even know what it
remember
is.
I don't remember the Food Emporium jingle.
Really glad they made the Food Emporium. Hold on, I'm going to play it. And that's how Food Emporium, Food Emporium.
That sounds like a
we can suss that out.
Made us just for me. Emporium Food.
Yeah.
All right, there it is. So you have the backing track.
Here's the breakdown.
Oh, wait, is that you, Jeff?
Yeah, hold on.
That fucking
There are so many smiling white people in this app.
Yep.
the Food Emporium. That white guy got his cornflakes.
Whoa,
and those muffins just...
Muffin just floated away.
That's not bad. Can we make a GIF of those muffins just launching
Yeah.
out of that?
I kind of need verification that that's not a doctored commercial where the muffins
Those muffins
In
flew
reverse.
away.
That made no sense.
They had to get back to their home planet.
I want to go there.
Yeah, my people
I
need
need
me.
The only jingles I hear anymore are the 1-800.